Good morning, new 1%. It's your boy Boomin coming at you with yet another video, guys. Go ahead and do all the things that the algorithm likes for me. Let's get right into the show. So, looks like the correction is continuing to occur. Hey, guys, we expected this. 2025 is definitely going to be a great time. Just using this time to pick up some of my favorite cryptos on discount. So, altcoins are down, Bitcoin dominance is back up. So, you know what that means. Typically during these cycles, Bitcoin likes to cycle from Bitcoin to Ethereum, and then Ethereum back to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin back to Ethereum. It does this until all the wealth has been extracted, and then altcoins start to pump. So what I'm thinking is happening right now, guys, is like I said, past few days, whales, they gotta buy new boats. They gotta buy new cars. Wifey Pooh needs a new Range Rover. You know how that goes. So that's what I'm thinking is happening right now. Whales taking profits, and of course, altcoin profits are being taken as well. So not worried about it. Welcome to crypto. If you're new here, yeah, we have 20% dips sometimes. It's just the way it is. So keep chopping. Let's go ahead and move on. We got a new interview here, guys, with Sunny Lou and LBank. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play it, and yeah.
My pleasure to be here. Actually, I've been an old friend with LBank for quite a long time. I believe when we launched the ICO in 2017, LBank was actually the first exchange to list the VEN at the time, but later on we changed to the VET. So a little bit introduction about myself. I think I'm like born as an engineer. I always think about as an engineer mentality. And before I started VeChain, I was working at Louis Vuitton for CIO, Chief Information Officer, cutting edge technology like a blockchain or crypto. Actually, I've been into the crypto space since 2012 and 13, so it's already past 10 years, 11 years.
Yeah.
We've set up the VeChain in 2015 and launched the ICO in 2017. So now, even considering the history of the token has been more than 7 years now, but we never change the course. We always try to, build up the bridge between blockchain and crypto technologies, try to create the real utilities in the real world.
I would say that, Sunny, like my first question to you would be, with Bitcoin now surpassing about 100K, more than 100K, and the altcoin season has arrived. And it is expected, right? Ecosystems like Solana, like Sui, like Ton are experiencing explosive growth. So like traditional layer one projects are also benefiting from some of the US policies that are taking off. And, with Trump being elected, everyone's so positive and so optimistic, right? So which sector do you believe that you've been involved in has, make you seen substantial returns from?
Yeah, well, firstly, 2024 is a great start, right? Everything starts from the approval of Bitcoin spot ETF in January, and even stronger closing. Because, the last month when Trump's win the elections, everybody got like super excited. Everyone, along with our American friends, are celebrating, welcoming the most crypto-friendly ever president to be coming on board to drive the entire market growth. So everybody is quite exciting about that. I can see, especially after the Bitcoin ETF gets approved, we see the changes. This market has a significant inflows coming from institutional investors, or let's simply say coming from the Wall Street, from the TradFi guys, right? So it's not only driving like a Bitcoin price up, but also the broader crypto ecosystem, as we just talked. And while Bitcoin still remains the flag of Web3, the whole industry, and it's quite a straightforward narrative. Everybody has a consensus as a digital gold or reserve of the value. But also at the same time, I believe Web3 can do much more than just financial instruments. So think about that. If we consider Bitcoin as a gold, but also there is a NASDAQ, there is let's say high-tech portfolios in the markets, right? So following this kind of pattern, I would say let's say the entire crypto market will benefiting from the recent changes. So unfortunately, let's say some of the side effect of the crypto is speculation is still the main theme in the crypto market, right? But I believe this cycle will start to reveal some turning points, more focused on the utility and the value creation. Referring to the internet ages, it's just like we're sitting in the age of the real internet booming after the internet bubble exploded. People will be more focused on the utility, the creations and everything. And also following what you just mentioned, I would consider like there are three major tracks recently has been focused on like auto season, especially in the last few weeks. Number one is we call US narrative, right? Well, they got the most friendly crypto president, so it kind of cleared the clouds of the regulation, the future, so everybody get excited. That means more opportunity. And number two, we call it regulatory framework track. That means more and more regulation will be coming to the crypto side. Give an example, we have been working with MiCA in Europe for quite a long time. We're targeting to get the MiCA finally approved. Actually, our job has been finished. Now we're just waiting for the regulators to sign off. And for sure, there's also another track, I would call it connecting to the new powers, right? We're talking about the Trumps, we're talking about Elon Musk, those type of the powerful persons sitting in the leader seats right now, and anything linked to them, even it's weak linkage like Doji is kind of sharing the same name as Department of Government Efficiency. But generally speaking, I would say, let's say the new track will be more focused on utility, value creation.
So yeah, I would say that I guess my next question to you would be, with so much external capital flooding in, right? The whole crypto market is heading towards an epic level of growth. And currently there are so much more opportunities in tracks like RWA, in memes, in AI, VC finance, and other public chains. So what do you think, or what opportunities do you see ordinary retail investors having to be able to participate in, and how could they benefit from the market's growth that you see right now?
Yeah, that's a very good question actually. Well, I think the game will a little bit different than the previous cycles. Firstly, as we know, the Bitcoin ETF kind of opened up the door for the institutional investors. That means those whales coming from Wall Street, like real whales, right? We're not talking about just millions or even billions. We're talking about $1 trillion AUM, that kind of player like BlackRock, Franklin, Bitwise, those kind of players coming. So institutional investors, will play more and more important roles in this market compared with before. That's the number one. Let's say the crypto market, like we just discussed, will have some critical changes. Even those changes will not happen just overnight. You might take a few time, it will take some steps. Number one is focus on more long-term other than short-term. Number two is more focused on the utility and the growth story. Will be more effective than just narrative storytelling, I would say. Number three is also the regulatory impacts. Whatever MiCA to Europe or US probably will have new FIT21, those type of the regulations to come to, let's say, make the entire market more healthy and more going to the right direction. Let's say the retail, from the investor point of view, I would suggest we need to spend more time to analyze and processing whatever you try to invest. And what I can share is based on the last a few conversations we had with the institutional investors. We spent a few months with those New Yorker players. And one thing we learned from them is they're looking at the fundamentals of any target portfolios. When I say fundamentals, it's not only about those kind of crypto native fundamentals like TVL, like transaction volume or TPS, liquidity. Yeah, those are basic stuff. You gotta have some analysis and maybe follow some reputable KOLs or influencers, or do your own research. But again, long term over the short term, utility and the growth story and the regulatory impacts, those something for anybody, especially for retail investor, need to be aware.
And I